Hello, today I will take you a session on grinding wheel safety. As we all know that grinding is a very hazardous process. In grinding, actually it is called a super finishing operation. In grinding, job is rotated against a fixed cutter and material is removed with a multi-point cutting tool. There are a lot of hazards being encountered while we are doing any grinding or any cutting operation, particularly through angle grinder or through any chop shop machine. In grinding, we have to go through the standardization process of wheel. As we all know, the mandatory safety parameters for a grinding job is basically lies with the selection of the grinding wheel. RPM of the grinding wheel must be greater than the RPM of the machine, as well as expiry date should also be marked within the grinding wheel, that is embossed on a steel plate, clearly mentioned that up to how much date we have to use the grinding wheel. After that, if you are using this grinding wheel, just like the expiry date of medicine, if we are using, same effect could happen in terms of disintegration or shattering of grinding or breakage of grinding wheel and can cause some serious incident or accidents at any of the workshop or any of the project site. So for grinding, based upon the product reliability, performance of the wheel, as well as based upon the safety performance and accident and incident statistics, always it is preferable that we should go for some vitrified or resinoid bonded grinding wheel, just like the make of Bosch or Hitachi make grinding wheel, in which there is a very little bit of risk of disintegration of grinding wheel, because due to the ring test performance we can easily ascertain in that grinding wheel that there is less chances of any manufacturing defect of the grinding wheel in the good superior quality of the grinding wheel or cutting wheel manufacturer, and there is less chance of eccentric loading of the grinding wheel. Obviously, during the grinding operation we have to go for a dry run, that before starting of any grinding process or operation we have to check the grinding wheel whether it is appropriate or not in terms of any defect by the performance of the ring test. Ring test is nothing but the grinding wheel is just getting suspended with a cord or with a string, and then we are using a non-metallic hammer kind of thing to the grinding wheel. If any dull sound appears in the grinding wheel or cutting wheel, it clearly indicates there is a crack inside, manufacturing crack of the grinding wheel, and at the same time it is also rejected. So whenever we are doing any grinding operation, we should opt and choose for a superior quality grinding wheel with less probability of disintegration or breakage or shattering of the grinding wheel. No tool sharpening operation is also allowed in the grinding wheel. Most of the cases we can easily see that due to the absence of any bench grinder, most of the cases grinder used to sharpen the tool or threaded rod by chop saw machine or any angle grinder. It can cause some serious injury to the persons due to the centrifugal force of rotation of grinding wheel. Centrifugal force always tries to take the grinding wheel away from the center and can cause breakage of grinding wheel. In case of breakage of grinding wheel, any part of the body can be injured for the person who is doing some grinding operation. So competency of the grinding operator, as well as proper choosing of grinding wheel, expiry date of grinding wheel, as well as we should also make a mandate that we should one handle of the grinding wheel, that is primary handle, as well as the auxiliary handle of the grinding wheel we must use. There are certain operation in which we can use this grinding wheel with auxiliary handle. This auxiliary handle basically reduces the vibration and torque and minimize the vibration, as well as it can give some comfort to the grinding wheel operator. so that he can operate and superfinish the grinding operation in an appropriate manner with some dimensional tolerance also. Basically, for soft material grinding, hard wheel is used, and for hard wheel material grinding, soft wheel is used in a grinding wheel. And grinding wheel are available in the market in terms of AG5, AG7 and AG9. More the diameter of the grinding wheel is less the RPM or rotation of the grinding wheel in a minute, as well as it is also mandated as per the legal requirement mentioned under the BOCW or Factory Act that whatever grinding machine we have to use an appropriate guard, substantial guard with sound engineering material construction that needs to be ensured. In a grinding wheel, basically 2/3 of the grinding wheel is basically covered and 1/3 of the grinding wheel is basically kept off without any guarding. Whenever we are ensuring any grinding operation, we should use the wheel in such a way so that sparks generated from the grinding wheel should be away from our body, so that fire incident or fire safety measures can be appropriately handled. This is enough for the grinding wheel safety measures. Most of the cases it is being a hazardous operation, there is every chances or every likelihood of any accident or incident can happen. So we should be cautious while doing grinding operation. Appropriate training is needed, as well as competency of the operator, as well as prior to starting any operation, checking and inspection of grinding wheel is a must. That's all from the day. I will again come up with new topics and new subjects to educate, to reinforce safety during the time of inspection and checking. Thanks a lot to all.